How do you find employees? Corey McDaniel asked this question on the Dog Trainer Marketing Group on Facebook, and I'm going to try to address them. Now, keep in mind, I've been a serial entrepreneur for over 25 years. I've owned three different dog training businesses, but I've owned several other businesses. I've owned an online publishing company. I've owned um, a few different .com type businesses, small businesses, and I've had a number of different employees over the years. My current primary employee is a fellow that's been working with me for the last couple of years. The gentleman before that was with me for a solid 10 years, and his wife as well for about nine of 10 years, and had a few other people work with me on these other projects. I never hired dog trainers. I just never wanted to grow my dog training business in that direction. But let's face it, if I only had one business, if I only had the dog training business, I would probably go in that direction. And in fact, if I was starting up a dog training business today, I would definitely go in that direction because I'm getting too old to work the business as a one man business. It's too physically demanding. So, how do you find good employees? Seems to be talking with, I run ad campaigns, Google ad campaigns for over 50 dog training business owners. Many of them very, very successful, some of them making over $1 million a year and have operations where they might have 10 or 15 or even 20 employees. So the question comes up, how do I find good employees? I've got basically two tips for you. Number one is pay attention to the people that you come in contact with on a normal basis during everyday life. If you go out to Applebee's and the server is exceptional, then start up a conversation and say, hey, are you happy here? Are you making what you think that you deserve? Would you like to, or could you see yourself having a career as a professional dog trainer? Um, would you be interested in getting together for a coffee and maybe we talk about it further? The benefit to doing that, and let's be honest, these people are all over. You go to the Verizon store to update your phone, maybe you have somebody that's really on point and exceptional. And a lot of times, there are people out there that are young people just getting their start out in the world, and they have great values and they've got great character and they're punctual and they communicate well. I don't buy this concept of millennials that all of them are terrible. I mean, that may be a cultural shift, but there are pearls out there that you need to be looking for. So number one is poach them from other non-dog training businesses. Now, if you have the ability to find somebody who is already a professional dog trainer who also has all of the other attributes that would make for a great team member, like they communicate well and they're punctual and they show up with the right kind of attitude and they just kind of fit with you and they already know how to train dogs, then you just won the jackpot. You really did. My issue with hiring employees as a dog training business owner was that my system of dog training, it would simply take way too long for me to bring somebody up to the point where I felt comfortable with them working with my clients. And so that was another factor why I decided not to go down that route. But again, if you want to grow, if you want to continue helping a broader section of your community with your dog training business, sooner or later you will need to hire an employee. So, tip number one is poach them from other businesses. Tip number two, my father knew a guy who had a business that they sold stuff. I can't remember what it was, but they sold stuff via kiosks from those little booths in the mall. And my dad said, How do you find, good people to run your kiosks? Because typically, if you walk through the mall, they're typically people in their early 20s, and he was very, very successful at hiring the right people. And he said what he'd do is for a whole week, he would wake up early and he would show up at the mall and he would watch as the other kiosk business owners, as their employees would show up in the morning and open up the kiosk and get everything ready for the mall opening. And he would kind of go around and chit chat and befriend them. And by the end of the week, he would know which ones consistently showed up on time and which ones didn't, and which ones had a good attitude and which ones didn't. And then he would focus in on the ones that he really liked, and make them an offer, to be basically doing the same kind of thing, but he would pay them a little bit better. Or maybe he'd give them some additional perks, buy them dinner every once in a while, or, give them an extra day off, whatever it was. But he had just basically gone and paid attention to what people were doing around him, uh, and then zeroed in on the ones that seemed to be the type of people that would fit with his business. Anyways, hope this was helpful. If you have any more questions or you'd like to put your own 2 cents in, feel free to comment on this thread at the Dog Trainer Toolbox. I'm sorry, at the Dog Trainer Marketing Group on Facebook. And by the way, we run Google ad campaigns for professional dog training business owners. If you'd like to learn more about that, head on over to dogtrainertoolbox.com. That's dogtrainertoolbox.com, and you can learn more. Thanks, guys.